The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues on Charleston's Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Welcome back, Charleston, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. I want to talk now about overpriced listings. We were just talking about the state of the market and how it's very, very different depending upon which area you live in or are interested in purchasing in. And so I left you guys with, if you want to know more about your specific area, the value of your home, the trends that surround your home, and how you can use that to your advantage to plan for the process of selling and buying another home, then please give me a call. I'd love to provide you with that information because it's very important that you get that right. And I'm finding a lot of agents are not getting it right. They're also purposefully taking overpriced listings, and that's what I'm going to talk about next. But if you'd like to reach out to me to talk more about that process, no charge, no obligation, obviously. I'm just here to help. And if there's an opportunity to earn your business, we'd love to do so. We sell about 200 homes a year, and we've been in the top 1% of agents here every year for the past decade. So we'd love to earn your business. My number is 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. Or you can check us out online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. And of course, remember that this is also a podcast, which you can check out on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, all kinds of different places. And you can check us out on our radio show website, charlestonrealestateradio.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. So, why would an agent take an overpriced listing? There's actually two trends that are going on in our market that have been going on for, at least 2 years that kind of mirror one another. One is an agent's, frankly, interest in doing whatever they need to do, saying whatever they need to say to get a listing. As listings reduce and the number of agents increase, it becomes very challenging for agents to carry a listing inventory. And here's what you need to understand, and this is, I'm talking about kind of the real estate industry for a second here, but it helps you understand why some agents do what they do. So as inventory goes down and it's harder to get listings, they're going to say what they need to say in order to get that listing. They want that marketing opportunity. They want that sign in the ground. They want your listing online because it generates business for them. In so many instances in this business, you have to list to last because buyers start to get trepidatious about the process as the market starts to flatline like it is in some areas or starts to go down like it is in some areas. Buyers really don't know what to do. They might want to buy, they might need to buy, and there's a big difference between the two. But if they're in a position where, hey, they would sell their home if they could find the right property or they found a really good deal on something and it just made financial sense for them to do something, then yeah, they'll go forward with that transition. But when you start to see markets soften, they have to determine whether that is a need or a want. Some people might say, hey, you know what? We're just going to stay here. We're going to renovate our space and we're going to make this a little bit more convenient for us and conducive to our living situation. Some people have the ability to do that. For some people, it's a lot easier to just take the equity they have in their house and transfer it to a better property for them and their families. But again, if they feel like that market is going down, prices are going down, that's a very hard objection to overcome. Just in your own mind, if you're a buyer, hey, I want a deal if I perceive that market to be softening right now. I don't want to catch a falling sword. I don't want to have to pay more than I have to pay. That's a very real thing for a lot of people. And I'm not here to say that as a real estate agent, it's my job to overcome those objections and not sympathize with that reality. That is reality. You just need to ask yourself the question, as somebody that might be selling a home to buy another, is it worth it? Are there enough benefits to outweigh the disadvantages? But going back to this trend, when an agent knows they're in competition, like when an agent goes up against someone like me and they're newer and they know that I've had 1,000 sales and we've got really impressive stats and we're in the community and people know who we are, blah, blah, blah. I'm not patting myself on the back, but as a new agent, if I were going up against one of the top agents in town, I'm probably going to fluff that price a little bit just so I can, get that listing. It's either that or I'm going to reduce my commission because I have less to offer that potential client. which presents its own challenges. And I'm not even going to get into that right now. But agents, the thing that you need to know as somebody listening to this show that might be considering selling a home and then buying a home is that when an agent knows there's competition, they are going to start inserting things into the equation that are self-interested. They benefit themselves, not you, the client. So an agent's going to take that overpriced listing because they want that marketing opportunity. They want people calling their signs. They want people inquiring about that property online. And their perspective is, hey, you know what? It's not going to sell at that price. I know it's not going to sell at that price, but at least people will contact me at that price. Or if I can get enough listings in a general area and people perceive me to be one of the go-to people in that area, then maybe I can get more listings out of it. Maybe if I'm doing open houses and I'm, lead generating around my listings, then I can get more business that way. It's a business building tool for a lot of real estate agents. That does not serve you as the client. You want your agent to tell you the truth. Here's what your home is worth. Here's what you should expect. Here is how we get this deal done for you in the least amount of time with the least amount of stress and get you the best price and terms possible so that we can get you moved on to the next chapter of your life. That's what you want as a seller. And of course, within that, some sellers say, I need to move quickly, which has its own set of strategy associated with it. Some might say, hey, I don't really care how long this takes so long as I get my price. And if we feel that price is attainable, we'll tell you. And if we feel like your price is just totally out of line, then we need to have a conversation about that too, because the last thing I want to do is subject you to a bunch of showings where people are going to walk through your door, kick you out of the house. You have to clean your house. You have to do all this. We have to follow up with them. We have to spend money on marketing, and it's just not going to go anywhere. It's an exercise in futility. I'd rather let people know that up front than promise something I can't deliver on. Plenty of agents are not that way, though. They need the listing. They need the marketing opportunity to keep their business alive. And they're using you to do that. And I hope everybody understands that. And I kind of am knocking agents, but I don't mean anybody specifically, but it's the reality. Sometimes I have to say things on this radio show that help you understand what's going on behind the scenes. And so that's one trend that's been happening for quite a while. The other trend is that, if you kind of flip it a little bit, there are plenty of buyers that will make an offer that on paper looks really attractive, and they're going to have something called a due diligence addendum attached to that contract, which says, hey, within the first 10 business days or first 15 business days, I can investigate whatever I want to investigate about your house. I can inspect it. I can have people through it. And if for whatever reason I choose not to move forward, I can get out of that deal and get all of my earnest money back. And I also have the right to renegotiate with you. It's a very common thing. About half the contracts have something called a due diligence period attached to it. Agents love it because for the buyer, it's kind of a get out of jail free card. They could not like the paint color on your wall and get out of the deal. They could also use that to lock up your contract, make you basically stay off the market for 2 weeks, and then come back to you and say, hey, after our inspection and our findings, we need to offer you $10, $15, $20, $30, $50, $100,000 less, whatever the size of your home is and value of your home is. But I can't tell you the number of contracts we've seen where agents have tied it up for what looks like a really attractive price on the surface to then come back to us and say, hey, we're offering you $25,000 less after our home inspection, after our findings. And the seller's going to say, of course, no way. We had all these other people that are interested. But here's the kicker. If they want like a 30-day closing, at some point in time, you have to take that gamble of, man, I have to start making some decisions about where I'm going to move to. If you don't already have a home identified or another home to move into, and you only have 2 or 3 weeks to move, that is a very short amount of time to pick up everything and pack up everything in your life, find another property, close on it, move to another area. It's just, that's what creates so much darn stress. And so that's why you need a really experienced real estate agent that can help you identify the contracts that are going to close and put some safeguards in place to make sure that that contract is fairly bulletproof. And then the ones that are just, trying to get it tied up so that they can get a deal done and move on to the next one. But everybody wants to sell their house, fairly quickly and at the highest price possible. But let's face it, homes that stay on the market longer tend to sell at a lower price. the trick is figuring out the best price without overpricing your listing. And that's what I want to talk about when we come back. So stick around as the conversation continues here on the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. And don't forget to reach out to me if you want to learn more about the process of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business. My number is 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. You can reach us online at listingsincharleston.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show or the Brian Beatty Real Estate Team. And check us out online specifically for our radio show, charlestonrealestateradio.com. So stick around. We'll be right back.
It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Broadcast Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday mornings at 10 on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.